for that. We are $300 away from the new football play donation incentive. So, Mr. Fluellen, I always give people the option of being like, would you like to be called Mr. last name while you're on the channel? Mrs. last name, etc. And nobody ever says so, because it's incredibly nerdy and formal. But when we have Fluellen on the channel, I would like for us to pitch a new play for the NFL to him. And I think he is an NFL player. He's like a professional athlete, and he's also an analyst for the NFL now. And I think that we can get this play run if we make it good enough. So if we can raise another $300 for the new football play incentive, we're going to brainstorm the dig option play, try to work out exactly what that looks like. And then we get to, well, you can listen to me pitching that to him when he joins me for the call in a bit. And he's going to have to be like incredibly diplomatic, I guess. Like, oh yeah, that sounds terrible, but very creative. If he says it sounds very creative, like trying not to be impolite, I'll donate an extra $100 personally to the charity. If we can. That's the response that I'm looking for. Anyway, I'm excited for that. Can it involve some sort of pooping? This is starting to get very creative. There you go. There you go. It sounds very creative. You're a very creative person, I can tell. We're playing Defect. Defect's pretty good at Act 1 elite fights because of the Lightning Orb, and this is the best path through the act. And even if we can't go to all 3 elite fights, like even this is better than the other things we're being offered. Yeah, so we want to go into this elite fight, and I don't know that taking 100 gold made much sense, given that. Why did I do that? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have. I certainly chose a creative set of people to be the mods. Yep. Yes, we value creativity on this channel. Anybody able to whisper the charity link to you? Picto, thank you very much for the $25 donation. It says, thanks for raising money for another great cause. Thank you for helping support. I'll take a leap. Getting one good block card into your defect deck early tends to be good against hallway fights, like this one. Barakos, thanks very much for the 2-month subs. What if we accidentally create the best play ever and change the landscape of American football for years to come? I'm more concerned about what if we don't do that. Will I be able to live with the disappointment? How am I going to, like... I'm gonna toss and turn every night. Here I am talking to, like, a real big-time NFL analyst. I'm a strategy gamer with a strategy gaming community. Talking about the strategic element of the NFL, making a suggestion, and we missed the mark. Yeah. For me, it's more like, it's almost definite we will change the landscape of the NFL for years, but if we don't, is that going to be okay? I hope so. There's something that a role model of mine, Al Pacino, said in The Longest Yard. He said, I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes, the biggest battle of our professional lives. And by that, in this case, I mean 275 more donations. $275 more worth of donations. All comes down to today. And either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, until we're finished. We're in a hell right now, gentlemen, and other humans, all humans watching. Believe me. He was speaking, I believe, to an audience exclusively of gentlemen. So. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell, 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I've made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I've pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. That's a part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. 1/2 a step too late or too early and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, and you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. Yeah, I think Al said it best. Oh, that's nice, Physio. I'm proud of you. Tickerat has donated $6.9 and says this donation is pleasing. Thank you, Tickerat. I should also ask if NFL locker rooms are regularly like that Al Pacino speech. They must be, right? How could they not be? Should we take Claw? We have a static discharge. That is our damage card right now. We could use more damage. Alright, we'll take 1 Claw. Thank you very much for the $25 donation to Goody Nation Single Helix. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. They need to stop trying to build archetypes like passing team or running team and just choose the plays that are best for the upcoming challenges. There you go. Maybe we should make the first ever option play that might also be a punt. So you have a formation that is clearly capable of passing, running, or punting, and it could be any of the 3. Isn't that a fake punt? No, the formation would more obviously be capable of doing those things. What happens if you punt on 3rd down? Oh my gosh, I love this. Sometimes teams do punt on 3rd down? Really? Why? Ooh. Bruays, hello. How are you? Are you serious? Time pressure mainly. Because they don't expect it. Well, when you send out your punter, I figure that probably gives it away. Isn't there a drop kick thing to score points? Are you allowed to drop kick in the NFL? I'm not sure if you're allowed to. You can do place kicking, like with a person holding the ball to score points. Safer than potentially fumbling and prevents a punt return, the quarterback punts. The quarterback punts from a shotgun formation? I didn't know this was a thing. Well, we have to create the perfect third down punt play. There is a drop kick allowed, but it's one of the weird rules that never happens. Why doesn't it happen? Like, that's a very normal part of scoring in rugby, so it's weird to me that that never happens. You take a multicast and just get a Dark Orb. It's like, I don't know. We don't currently have a Dark Orb is the issue. Now I'll get a weak potion. Probably keeps us alive. Is this some sort of college thing? Probably. How about designing plays around fair catch kicks? Okay, what are fair catch kicks? I'll bite. That's a thing? Well, we didn't die to Gremlin Knob, so congratulations, everyone. The last successful dropkick in the NFL was in 1941. What? I think I'm actually offended by this. You can just dropkick in that game? It happened once in 2006 also. You call for a fair catch, then go for a field goal from where it's caught. You kick that spot instead of snapping back. Defense starts 10 yards out, so they can't block. Okay, I'm not sure how widely applicable this play is. If our play is going to revolutionize the sport, I feel like it should be able to happen more than once a season. Maybe. Jorbs seems like a tennis guy. Tennis is rad. Tennis is rad. Doug Flutie kicked an extra point with a drop kick. I'm not surprised at all. That seems like a Doug Flutie thing to do. No! Ugh. 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 Wing boots. Can those save us from this mess? Sort of. I could go fight the super elite. I'm not sure that's quite what I was looking for. Okay, Smiling Mask is nice because I think I'm going to 2 stores. I think I'm jumping to here and then jumping to here. I guess it's better to jump to here, because I'm never fighting the super elite, am I? If I get Waffle, I'll fight the super elite. If I jumped to here, how often would I go through these question marks and campfire? I'd need to get like, I need to get health from the store, because if the question mark's a hallway fight, it kills me. So not that often. I think I actually jump to the one that can go into the super elite in case I get Waffle. I think that's more likely to be a thing. American football definitely has a pacing issue as a spectator sport. There's like 15 minutes that the ball is actually in play, right, per game, and the games take like 3 to 4 hours to watch. Yeah, it's true. Watching football is like, it's not necessarily unpleasant though. Like, sure, the pace is not. The word glacial springs to mind, but still, like, you hang out on the couch, you have friends over, you know, background noise at a party, sure. Something something to have on at the bar or the restaurant while you're having dinner. Non-cop, thanks to the 5 months, Musho to you as well. Hockey is my favorite sport to watch. Hockey is like basketball, you score too often, and soccer, you don't score often enough, but hockey is just like perfect. I also enjoy watching tennis a lot, because tennis is just like very... The way in which tennis is athletic is constantly impressive. Like, I can just watch it in the way that I would watch something that was always worth my full attention, sort of. Hockey has gratuitous violence, if that's your thing. They don't show that on TV in the States, I don't think. I think they like go to ad break or whatever when that happens, which is good. Another chance for an ad break. Kappa. Let's do this thing and rest and then take another elite. What about esports? Esports are okay. I watch League sometimes, I watch StarCraft sometimes. What else do I watch? Sometimes I'll watch Counter-Strike or like PUBG. I have a friend who plays PUBG competitively, so I'll watch the tournaments that he's in sometimes. I don't really watch any tournaments that he's not in for PUBG though. Which league do I watch? Not that. I don't really like care. There was a time when I was like someone who played League, and so I'd watch the LCK and wouldn't watch the other leagues because, like, no, the LCK is better. I want to learn the right way to play. Blah blah blah. But I have moved on from that part of my life. Yeah, mostly don't care now. Another gremlin knob. And Jim Job, thank you very much for the $8 donation. Jim Job says, the number 5. That you donated $8. Perhaps a mistype. Buffalo has donated $7.27, says this is my beer rebate. I will put it here. Thank you, Buffalo. Appreciate you putting that to a good cause. Chinese League of Legends is the way to go now. Yeah, I haven't been like keeping up to date, but my understanding is that the Chinese teams have been doing very well. Ooh, what is your favorite niche Olympics game to watch? That's a really cool question. Winter Olympics or Summer Olympics also? I tend to prefer watching the Winter Olympics. I think because like snow is pretty, mostly. Yeah, I'm not sure there's much more to it than that. Curling is pretty neat. Curling's a solid sport. Nothing wrong with winding the day down, watching a little bit of curling. I think my main problem with curling is that sometimes I will watch the highlights and they are too exciting. Because, you know, I sit down to watch some curling and I'm like, all right, I know what I'm going to get. We're going to see some men who don't particularly even look like they are athletes, and they're going to slide on the ice, and there are going to be big stones and there will be sweeping. I wonder if professional curlers in relationships, if they are weird about sweeping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know which way that'd be weird exactly, but do you think, like, if the curler's partner, like, sweeps the, like, entrance hall or whatever, they get, like, snarky remarks about how they didn't sweep it very well or anything? Or maybe, like, there are difficult conversations about how the curler is not going to do the sweeping chores because that's what they do at work, sort of thing. I don't know. Anyway, sometimes curling is just too exciting, though. Like, sometimes the stones collide in such a way that it is very exciting, and it's like, I didn't want this. I just wanted to chill right now. Curling for me is the absolute absence of any reason to pay attention to what's going on, and so if there ever is a reason to pay attention to what's going on, I feel betrayed. Turbo, double energy, recursion, creative AI, cold snap, go for the eyes, and scrape. What if two curlers are in a relationship? It sounds like a powerful couple. Sounds like a very powerful couple. Do you think there are a lot of, like, slide into your DMs puns in the curling dating scene? Anyway, okay, we got, like, a pretty bad Pandora's box. What other Olympics are fun? I really like the long jump and pole vaulting aspects of track and field, because it's really fun to see people just, like, go a long way. For some reason, like, high jump just doesn't look that impressive. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, like, they're not in the air as long as for the other jumps. Like pole vaulting, you, like, use a big pole so you're in the air longer, and long jumping, are you in the air longer for a long jump than a high jump? I feel like probably, because you get to... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're not. You want triple jump. Oh, triple jump is so cool. When I was a kid, I was playing cricket at the cricket field, and there was someone practicing triple jump there, and it was fucking nuts. Just absolutely, totally crazy. Yeah, triple jump is incredible. For those of you who don't know, triple jump is like long jump, except they relax the rules about how you're allowed to run up. But they relax them specifically by saying you're allowed to jump 2 more times before you do the jump. But there aren't like other things you're allowed to do. You like have to do this thing particularly, and then people like turn into like human pogo sticks or something as they train for this event. Anyway, it's crazy. It is like they have winged boots. Yeah, basically. There's no way to recursion and dual cast on a Frost Orb this turn, I don't believe. So I take 1 damage. Probably fine. I have a static discharge in play even. Somewhere between fine and actively good. The world record is 18.29 meters. Yeah, which a lot of us don't feel comfortable with a metric system because we've been raised in the imperial system. So 18.29 meters is the distance between New York City and Los Angeles. So it's surprising what athletes can do once you give them 3 jumps instead of 1 jump. Eurus, thanks very much for the 4 months. Hongbo Musho to you as well. I'm gonna take another cold snap, I think. Do I prefer metric or imperial? Increasingly, I don't want to understand what numbers in the world mean. So increasingly, I'm appreciating imperial measurements. That is just like very frightening sometimes, and if it's measured in like horse knees or something, I don't necessarily actually understand what that is, so it's a lot easier to sleep at night. 8 horse knees. Well, that's probably not too bad. I think we take this. Look for a dark orb in particular. FTL... Glacier... Loop? Okay, didn't quite get what we wanted, but we got some good cards. I think I'm a little bit light on damage now. Washing machines per highway, yeah. That makes more sense than the literal translation from Dutch of little mouth shut. That's how it translates no backseating? Little mouth shut. Now listen here, you backseater. Little mouth shut, alright? Little mouth shut in this channel. Big mouth open. Little mouth shut. Okay? I love it. I love it. We call him Big Mouth, our leader. This is wonderful. A beautiful world. Okay. Deck's a bit of a struggle, but it doesn't have any strikes or defends in it. So if it were to stop sucking, like the speed at which a Pandora's Box deck stops sucking is remarkable compared to how long it takes for a deck with like 7 basic cards to stop sucking. I got a Necronomicon with no 2-cost attack, but we'll just find a 2-cost attack that's fine. We can do it. Oh. 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 Well, I didn't die. I think drawing Biased Cog without energy to play it was pretty bad. I think I should not have done that. I'm gonna take the Doom and Gloom, which plays twice. And now the deck's sort of okay. But we have to get through... I think I don't need that. We have to get through this. I think getting through this is more likely to win than going this way. We just die to the hallway fights. It's like more likely to get to the end of Act 2, and also it gives us 2 campfires and an elite fight, so it's way more likely to get us through the heart fight if we get to the heart fight as well. We do have one of these, and we do have a static discharge against Book of Stabbing, so we're like somewhat good at beating Book of Stabbing. I don't think I can play Scrape, because if I draw Biased Cog, I die, and if I draw Static Discharge, I die. ETU stands for Bazinga Thermal Unit. That is not what I expected. Not sure I believe you. Oh, we did it. Oh, I drew Self-Repair as well. That's pretty good. Feels a little bit gross to have not picked up Dreamcatcher right now. I think 1 rest is enough and we can get 2 upgrades in and then fight Champ with a Dark Orb and a multicast. Fire Flame Fire! Thank you very much for the $25 donation. And Redorculus, thanks very much for the $50 donation to the charity. Keep on doing good, you good doer, you. You as well. It's been cool to see so many people doing good things in the world in the last little while. I think it's a time in human history where a lot of the ways that people are doing good are not very like obvious when you're like walking around outside, for example, because for example, a lot of people are choosing to stay indoors and not go outside. And so, like, it's easy to miss that a tremendous amount of people are going out of their way to stay indoors right now to help fight COVID-19, for example, and stuff like that. But it is happening. Didn't get self-repair played yet. I guess I can do this. I do have a biased cog in play. I think this is actually like relatively safe and gives us self-repair. Sort of what I'm saying there, Roos. Like, what the attitude seems to be, I think, misses a huge number of people who don't have that attitude because they're not very visible. Something to be aware of as a human being is when the way that you are gathering information about the world is going to give you a biased perception of what's going on. So if you pay attention to the world in a way that presents you all of the things that people are upset about, for example, you're gonna think the world is just full of very upsetting things. And if you pay attention to the world in a way that presents you with like what's going on outside the courthouse right now, you're gonna think that the world is very much about like protests and the law, and perhaps the law being unjust. And it's not that these things that you're seeing aren't true and aren't real things about the world, but the thing is that because those are the things that you're looking at exclusively, you're missing out on all the other things in the world. And it's hard to see what's going on, like for people who are staying home and going to the grocery store every 2 weeks or something right now. It's hard to see those people doing that. You just like don't really see that often. And so unless you're like thinking very specifically about the fact that those people exist, it's easy to just like not sort of notice that they do. Yeah, that's fair, Roos. That's fair. Ru Suzuki says, at Jorbs, things exist outside of my bedroom? Question mark. I don't know if that was like a I stay inside and don't go outside thing, or a like I am just the best at sex in the world thing. The only things that matter happen in my bedroom. And I want to say, one, I bet a ton of people are like developing agoraphobia who didn't already have agoraphobia, and that's sad, and that's like serious and very too bad. The world should be a happy place full of cool things that you can do. And also, two, way to go. Way to go. Who's going to clip Jorbs saying he's the best in the world at sex? Could be any of you. We've fought all 3 Act 2 bosses in 3 runs and died to all of them? Question mark? It's sort of looking like it. I don't have any defends. Do I have to FTL twice looking for Glacier here? How do I survive this turn? I guess that does it. Does it do it? I already had to go for the eyes, actually. I'm not sure it does. We're okay. Definitely not a situation where we play Static Discharge, because we want to make sure that we keep those Dark Orbs there. And then we play Biased Cog the next time we draw it, and we hope that the looped Frost Orb with Biased Cog keeps us alive for a little while. And honestly, we don't actually have to stay alive that long at that point. That works, yeah. That should do it. It's a bit scary to play 2 Biased Cogs. We do get 1... we get 2 actually. We get 2 Core Surges. So these stop both of the focus down. We have -2 focus per turn right now. Each of these artifact charges prevents 1 turn worth of our focus down. So those basically save us 4 focus. And now with multicast in the deck, can put a Dark Orb in front. We have enough block that if we don't draw multicast, we're okay.
Thanks for taking the time to find good charities and doing what you can to conquer. I am very glad I found this community.
Hey Badgerclism, thank you very much for the $100 donation to the channel. Badgerclism says, thanks for taking the time to find good charities and doing what you can to promote them. I'm very glad I found this community. You're welcome. Thank you very much for helping to support and for hanging out. Glad to have you. Yeah, I know the text-to-speech is very soft. I just read the donation after it happens instead of fixing that. It is the simpler solution for me. What is new football play? We'll be joined in 45 minutes by Andre Fluwellen, an NFL analyst. Chat about Goody Nation and also just like doing good in the world in general. He's a professional athlete who is also a member of Beyond the Game, which is an organization that like tries to facilitate athletes doing more than just being an athlete, like doing some altruistic stuff in the world. And so we're going to chat with him, and it's going to be awesome, and I think that as a strategy gaming community, it is our prerogative to present a new play for the NFL. And as an NFL analyst, it will then be his prerogative to make sure that a real NFL team plays that play the next time the NFL happens. We have to develop the play, and we have 45 minutes left, so like... it's probably going to be really good, I'm guessing, if we have a full 45 minutes. That's 3 times as long as I was expecting to need to develop a play. That's like having 3 HP left in the heart fight. Like, what do you need the other 2 for? Okay, this is Act 3 apparently. Apparently there's a third act after the Act 2 boss, which is something that's very surprising. How do you donate? You can donate directly to the channel. There should be a link below the channel. You can donate to the charity via soft giving. There's a link in the ! charity. Which gives this text if you're someone who has the bot muted. If you're someone who has the bot muted, you're definitely missing out, has been called. I don't know about that. I feel like if you're someone who has the bot muted, you're probably missing out on exactly what you intend to be missing out on. So I have thorns. The reason this is relevant is it makes it harder to stall with creative AI to get Echo Form to play self-repair twice. So I think I just play self-repair this turn. Too bad. Thank you for the 13 bits for an Ash. Still no Fluellen command? What? Oh no. Didn't... Oh no. Hey, Dreamer Ghost. Spent some time trying to convince people, yeah, not to be gross people. Yeah. I think, there are things that are, like, difficult to understand intellectually, like quantum physics or something. And there are things that are difficult to understand emotionally, like what it's like to be somebody else and have the world treat you differently from how you would be treated if you were still you. I think it's really interesting to see how people succeed and fail at managing things like empathy, managing to be empathetic and stuff like that. Don't have a singing bowl. Apotheosis is okay here. Yeah, it's quite good, but also I don't have that much health. I have to go to the super elite. This one's like, eh. I'd take Hand of Greed with Necronomicon. I'm gonna try it. We hit the Apotheosis. We take a blind. Double go for the eyes. Don't know if I have enough card draw really. Let's go thinking ahead. And I think Dark Shackles is okay. Feeling the urgency of climate change is sort of both of those things. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The world is a vast and crazy place. Crazy is not really like enough of a word. But like my life experience as a human being is not enough for me to understand the world intellectually or emotionally. I have to do a bunch of extra work. I have to like challenge myself to learn about things that I didn't learn sort of accidentally in school or from friends growing up or from my parents, because maybe my parents didn't really understand them themselves. Yeah, and that's hard for people to do. I just drew 3 cards off scrape for, I believe, the first time in my life. Pretty sure that's a first for me. People cannot do anything with 100% altruistic intentions. At the very least, it's to feel good about yourself. Maybe? I don't know. I don't really see why people wouldn't be able to do things with 100% altruistic intentions. People are complicated. People do all sorts of weird stuff. There are people who like can recite like 1,000,000 digits of pi or some bullshit. I would be hesitant to say that people can't do anything in particular. Learnet, thank you very much for the $152.83 donation. Learnet says, let's make some plays, chat. Never mind that, donated $25. Says, many thanks for the many hours of peace in turbulent times and decentness. Thank you. And Unexpected Pineapple donated $50. Thank you, Unexpected Pineapple. Thank you all. Appreciate it very much. For me, the motivator for like caring about other people is largely that I think the world is better if I help other people do the good things they're capable of. Like I tend to have selfishly motivated altruism, I guess. I don't know, because I guess it's weird and it's probably different for every different person and stuff. But I don't... Yeah, I don't know, it's like... I don't know the right way to phrase this. I can be upset about something affecting other people that doesn't affect me on account of it making it so that those other people don't get to like live good, happy lives. And I can think like, well, if they did get to live good, happy lives, you know, one of them could develop a cure for disease, or one of them could create awesome art that I would enjoy, or one of them could run for government and pass laws that would be really useful for me. And so for me, there's a philosopher who's fascinating, and if you talk to this philosopher about human suffering, like there are these interviews with him where someone asks him about human suffering, like famine or something, and he starts talking about famine, he starts crying. Just like straight away, and just all the time he does this because he has the like this capacity for empathy to a point where when he's talking about that, he is thinking about how hard that is for so people to a point where it's bringing him emotional distress and he starts crying. And I can do like a little bit of that if I try really hard to think about it. But for the most part, for me, the easier motivation for me is thinking about how this stuff hurts my life. And like, we're all connected, so things that hurt other people do hurt my life. This is the line of scrimmage. Do we want a tight end in on this play? Loose ends only. So this is going to be a third down punt play. This is an offensive play. We're going to put our O-line up here. This is our QB / punter. Why start with the line of scrimmage at all? I believe the rules require it. So we want the punt option play. This is a play designed to allow us to punt, if we need, on third down. The point is, this will force the defense to respect the possibility of a punt, and they'll have to put a player like super deep. So I say we run like slots with our wide receivers. Try to get in underneath that deep punt receiver. Let's run an out with the tight end generally. And we need to also be able to run. So let's put the running back here. And let's plan on a pitch. A pitch sometimes. We have to drop kick. Are you allowed to drop kick after a forward pass? Does it have to be like behind the line of scrimmage? Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get one more player still? That's OP. Let's put a blocking wide receiver here who can run this route. What do we think? How should we improve this play? Master Air. I need one more in the line of scrimmage. I think that was before I added the tight end, right? Football is basically XCOM, yeah. It's sort of hard to see with the chroma key on the paint window. Let's just get rid of the Slay the Spire. That's unimportant right now. I feel like it's beautiful. Quarterback should do one of the fake fumble feints. That will be the third option. We can punt, pass, run, or pretend to fumble and get sacked. I have it done. I'm looking forward to presenting that to someone who is an NFL analyst. I'm sure it will go really well. Oh shoot, I never sent this email. I was going to send, oh my gosh. That should be fun to present. Did I fumble my charity stream or did I punt it? Maybe both. Maybe both. Who could say for sure? Alright, rep dimension. Either rep dimension. Do I have to double play biased cog here for any reason? Maybe I had to double play, that's probably good. Compile driver. Doesn't seem like I would need to double play compile driver though. We need to draw Doom and Gloom is all we need to do. How do I draw Doom and Gloom? Look at all these terrible cards, like Apotheosis. Think about how worthless it is to draw Apotheosis next turn. Seek is good, though. Either ugliest ducky. I'm being attacked for 43? Whoa! Scrape is OP. Twice in one run. Wow. Wow. Okay. Reptimancer is now common for me. But I get to do this. Before or after Glacier? I think after. It puts a lightning orb on the wrong thing. Still. Hey, I went on the right thing. Just get lucky, lol. Okay, so draw to put multicast back for next turn. That deals with the next lot of daggers. It's been a really fun fight. I always have the feeling that I'm more lucky than the average pleb. Some of that is presumably... I've actually thought about this a bit. I don't, like, I've played a lot of Slay the Spire now, right? So I generally have a pretty good sense for when I'm in a lot of danger, and a pretty good sense for when, like, things are sort of going fine. And I tend to think pretty hard when I'm in a lot of danger, and I tend not to think that hard when things are going fine. And so I imagine for people who don't have a great idea of when things are super dangerous and when things are fine, they, like, see me making silly plays when things are fine a lot, and they're like, oh, this Jorbs fellow isn't that good. And then we get into dire situations and I, like, win the heart fight with 1 HP after, like, thinking for 30 minutes, right? And they're like, whoa, that guy who wasn't that good got really lucky. I bet that happens a decent amount. I can't really, like... It doesn't seem unreasonable for someone to watch what I do in Slay the Spire and think that's what is going on. Ildushi, thanks very much for the 5 months. Angbomo show to you as well. Sometimes I know things that other people might think are random too, yeah. Like sometimes I probably have a very clear idea of why I'm making a play because of how my draw pile looks at the moment, while other people might not know what my draw pile looks like. And they might even realize that you can know what the draw pile looks like, but it's just like they're not the person playing the run, so they're not getting to see at the moment. Maybe getting Core Surge was better so that we didn't get strangled there. Hey, Linguini Genie. Ooh, Kudragon. Kudragon? Thanks very much for the Twitch Prime. I'll show to you as well. Hey, thanks for gifting that sub as well, Linguini Genie. I don't complain as much as others might when I'm unlucky. Should I step that up? Those clips go viral. Like, if I really leaned into it. Oh my god. That only happens 1 in 100 times. And it has been 100 times since the last time it happened. I'm so upset. I could see myself doing it. That could be my new brand. Why would this happen to me when it doesn't happen to anybody else? Hey, Brute Cleverness, thanks for the 9 months. Agbomo show to you as well. Peter Sealer has been billing himself as the world's foremost complainer. Peter's awesome. I would never try to compete with Peter on anything. He would destroy me. He would defeat me. Whether it be at complaining or at, well, okay, maybe not at Slay the Spire, but at most things. Leopard, thanks for the 8 months. Songbomo show to you as well. Hey, that is an unupgraded defragment, but still worth taking, I think. We have the Apotheosis. We have a Seek to get the Apotheosis. The losses hurt more than the gains feel good. That's super true. I watched a wonderful series about Buddhism by a man named Joe Tall in my early 20s. It was like Buddhism for poker players. And while I don't spend a ton of time being a Buddhist these days, I mostly haven't ever. A lot of the stuff in that series about like meditation and about mindfulness and about focusing on what is important in life and not focusing on things that aren't important in life has stuck with me. And my recommendation, if you find that you get upset when bad things happen and have trouble focusing on good things when good thing happens, is like you can change how your brain works so that isn't true anymore. So that you do focus on the good things when the good things happen and don't get too upset about the negative things when the negative things happen. And it is a thing that takes a lot of work, but probably worth doing. Is this a book? Buddhism? I think there probably is a book. Yeah, the series was a video series on a poker site. It's probably gone now. Jotal Buddhism series. Nope, that didn't find it for me. It was like 10 years ago on a poker training site. I'm not sure there was like the best intro to Buddhism at all. It was just like the one that I had. But yeah, any sort of research about mindfulness that you do is going to teach you about mindfulness. And mindfulness is basically the word for how to make your mind focus on the things you want it to focus on instead of the things that you don't want it to focus on. Like, to some extent, you do get to pilot your brain to think about the things that you'd like it to think about, and mindfulness would be the thing to look up to start to learn a little bit about how to do that sort of thing. It's a very complicated thing, like brains, so it's not like there's only one way to do this, and it's not like everything works for everyone, and it's not like it's necessarily easy. Was that the Tommy Angelo one? Oh, I'm probably Googling the wrong person's name. Why am I Googling? Why am I Googling Joe Tall instead of Tommy Angelo? Yeah, the Eightfold Path to Poker Enlightenment, right? The Eightfold Path to Poker Enlightenment. Focuses on the role of psychology for professional poker players. There you go. That's the series I was thinking of. Why did I think of the wrong person? Brains are weird. I think I'll take the heat sinks. Is it Awakened one? Not first. Monsters come and go, but you don't have to invite them in for tea. True. Feels like yeah, it was like a very impactful and clear way of describing the condition of having a human brain. The condition of having a human brain. It sounds so like medically sinister. Oh no. What is it, doctor? You've got a brain. It's bath time. I already played self-repair, right? My personal cutest Zephyr fact is that he very much likes hanging out in my office with me, and he has a washcloth that he decided was like his blanket, and he carries it around in his mouth. And sometimes when I'm finished streaming, like I wouldn't have like looked over there or anything because I'm focused on the computer or whatever, right? But I'll just notice that the washcloth is now on the floor of my office, and it wasn't when I started streaming because he like brought the washcloth in and put it on the floor so that he could cuddle with it in my office with me while I was working. Humans do not deserve animals. Like, animals are just far too cute. Dr. Gerbil, thanks very much for the $50 donation with no message. And More Sleep Needed, thanks for the $25 donation. More Sleep Needed says, hope the charity stream goes amazingly. It's been going pretty well. It's been a cozy stream so far. But yeah, I have some guilt, lasting guilt associated with that rage quit. You want a Zephyr cam? Oh, I think Caitlin just got home, so the cats just left. No Zephyr cam today. Jorbs, I did it, says MyOpTV. And also has subbed for 7 months and says, wow. Is the thing you did subbed? Or is it something else? What did you do? Sounds exciting. You cooked dinner? That is exciting. Was it good? Is it good dinner? I hope it is a good dinner. I feel as though we don't need the double energy. I would not have taken the double energy with this deck were it like a choice. But it was not a choice. Oh, hi Dualcast, you're back. Just get rid of this. Okay. Can expect to take some damage while we're setting up on this fight. If we can get set up, we stop taking damage, but we would have to actually successfully get set up for that to happen. I don't think I can play Scrape, because if I draw Bias Cog, I like approximately die. Although I can draw Seek. Maybe that actually makes it worth it. No. 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 shouldn't have played it. When I play a power, I'm just going to draw the card that I put back because I have heat sinks in play. This is looking pretty painful right now. Oh no. Oh no. This is the worst possible card to draw. Sucks to use the potions, but I think those potions may have been enough to save us, although this isn't very good. Goodbye, Frost Orb. Dead next turn, or... a little bit dead. GG. Ooh, still alive. Thanks, heat sinks. What a fight. Haymakers flying. Gotta go right when they swing left, go left when they swing right. There's 18, and then that channel's 12, so we take 18 right now. That is too much. I think the players do this and that. I'm still dead. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we survived that fight. That's awkward, because I have 4 minutes before Andre gets here, so it would have been more expeditious in terms of scheduling to just die there. Oh, silly Defect wouldn't die. Why won't you die? We definitely can die in the next fight. That's true. That's very true. Ooh, and we got Awakened One. I think Awakened One is significantly harder than Time Meter. Although this is a good turn 1. This is a situation where we have to play Scrape, I think. Don't see how we ever get away with not playing Scrape here. Ah, I drew and discarded Doom and Gloom. I don't know about that decision. Hey, Heart of the Cards. Double energy. Mr. Abood, thanks for the 4 months. Hogbomusho to you as well. Appreciate it. Oh no. I think I try to draw Core Surge next turn. I play Loop. Might as well play this. I could also have tried to just like Dark Shackles next turn and be okay with that, but I think we're dying if we go for Dark Shackles next turn. I think we have to get Bias Cog down or we're just done. It happened. Did happen. Now we're actually in good shape. I think we win this fight. $70 block per turn? That's enough. Deck wants a hologram to go with the scrape. Yes. Yeah, hologram would make the scrape less painful. Definitely true. You've seen me win these. I will certainly win the fight. I don't know if I win the run though. But yeah, this fight is won now. It's significantly harder to lose this fight than it is to win it from here on out. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
You can hear me and I can hear you on the first try. That is incredible.
You know what that is like? It must mean something good's about to happen.
That's awesome. Let me sorry chat. I am going to respect my commitment to 4 p.m. and pause this run for a sec so I can chat with Andre Fluellen. Let me get you on
sorry, chat.
Let me get you on screen. All right, chat. We are back in the run. That was so much fun. That was just such a fun conversation to have. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, maybe you came in halfway through or... Whoa! Spire music. Sounds very dramatic. We're raising money today for Goody Nation, and Andre Fluellen is one of the people who works with Goody Nation. He said he'd been working with them for the whole time. If I moused over his face, would show the Awakened One's stats. That's funny. He's that's funny. He's been working with Goody Nation for the last year, I believe he said. So they're a group that started in, I think, like 2010. Some black entrepreneurs had like an offline hangout group just to chat with and chill. And they wanted to do more with it. And so they started running charity events. They ran a charity hackathon where they tried to build tech solutions for some nonprofits which needed some tech help, and that's sort of the thing that they've been doing ever since. Is they look for nonprofits and entrepreneurs and people who need help getting going with what they want to do and have something cool to do in the world, and they help them do that. And that's something that's really important to me on this channel. I think that you are all capable of doing really cool things. I think it's an incredible privilege to have so many people who are like, I know a lot of you are like in college studying like impressive analytical fields and things like that, and you have your entire lives ahead of you and you have so much capability to do so many good things in the world. It's such an incredible privilege to get to entertain and chat with you, and I hope that I can like empower some of you to do more good than than you would have without me, maybe. I hope. You studied law, so you can only do bad things. That's not true. That's not true. So we're raising money for Goody Nation today, and yeah, that was just a really fun chat to have about life and streaming and the world and gaming and strategy and mindset. So I hope that that was enjoyable for you to hang out and listen to. Illuminati, thank you very much for the $10 donation to Goody Nation. Thanks for raising money for yet another great cause, says Illuminati. Very welcome. If you want to donate, so there is !charity, which gives you a link to the page. Also, if it's easier for you for whatever reason to donate on the channel, if you don't want to leave the Twitch page, if the soft giving page doesn't like your credit card for whatever reason, I don't know. If you have bits lying around, if you have a Twitch Prime sub lying around, what I always do when I run charity events is I make my own contribution to the charity at the end of the stream, and I like add up however much money I made over the course of the day on my channel, and then I also usually round up a little bit, cover transaction fees and stuff like that. So if you want to gift 10 gift subs to the channel like Icosaplex just did, thank you Icosaplex, that all supports the charity today as well. Hey, thanks for letting me know, Lightrix. Hey Karma Wins, thanks for the 6 months. Boom show to you too. Gosh, what a cool conversation to have. Alright, let's relax gently back into this Defect run we were playing, where we're still in phase 1 of the Awakened One fight, it looks like. Mundali TVB, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. Bomo show to you as well. So I probably don't want to play Creative AI yet, I guess. Back to chilling out and gaming. Wait, I wasn't blocking for enough? Oh my gosh. Okay, that was not a great first turn back. that was Alright, well, it's okay. We're not dead yet. I just sort of assumed that I was blocking for enough because I thought that we were safe in this fight, but it looks like we're not. Which I guess means that we need to be... Go for the Eyes will get us there, right? Go for the Eyes gets us there for now. Revolution Kyle, thanks very much for the $20 donation to the channel. Revolution Kyle says Calvin Johnson's shower shoes. true? I think I had Calvin Johnson on one of my teams in like NFL. I don't even know. I had some Xbox NFL game from like 2012? No, it must have been even earlier than that. And there was a career mode where you could like draft your entire team at the start of the season. And I used to like really love it. I did all the like math and everything on like which players were the best players to draft in different rounds of the draft, because the AI would be drafting their teams too. So it was like, okay, who's the like high potential rookie player who I can get? I'm dead, by the way. Who's the high potential rookie I can get in like the 7th round that the AI won't prioritize, right, and stuff like that. GG. Possible that we maybe could have played the Awaken fight better and won it, but well, we didn't do that. So, joke's on you, Awakened one. Thank you very much, Monthanor, for the $250 donation to the charity. Monthanor says, Jorbs please, mini Jorbs please, Jorbs please. We did already record Jorbs please. That was one of the donation incentives. We created a new football play and pitched it to Andre Fluellen, and he says that he's going to get it in Bill Belichick's playbook. So that's exciting. Looking forward to seeing that on the field next season.